What Letty them are doing in LA with the brown bag.
Listen here, brown bag pie.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Brown Bag.
Me, Letty, Vic, and we got Mr. Capone in the building.
Capone-E!
Yeah. Legend.
We're just here kicking it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So many people in the building. There was a fire alarm here. Mr. Capone was stuck in his car.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all
we
good.
didn't know till today that they were like, hey, by the way, there's going to be a
Fire
fire
alarm.
alarm. They shut down the elevators.
Yeah.
And you just have to walk down the stairs. So it's good that you weren't in the lobby. You'd have to be
that was cool. Yeah, I was like, I ain't going out with all these people walking out. You know? Hell no. You know?
I haven't had a fire drill since I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't experienced it in forever. But I got out right before.
That's probably going to be like a thing now, though. Like, it's going to be such a common thing with all the fires. It's going to be like, we're going to do this every month.
Every time.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why. That's what sparked it.
If you gotta think about it, imagine if we remember when the earthquakes were happening so much.
Yeah.
Like, my big ass did not fit under the
desk.
It was bad for a minute. No, I was big fool, but there was like this really big kid fool, and I ain't gonna lie, it used to become like a showcase for us.
What do you mean?
You would watch them?
We would just watch that for struggle, like.
In the mirror?
Why didn't you let him borrow your desk or like?
Because I was already struggling with my desk. He's not gonna get my desk. And then at some point, the teacher was like, "Just go in the edge of the." Go in the edge of the door.
Oh, the doorway? Yeah.
And I'm like, fool, they're still gonna hit his belly.
Oh.
Or his back. It's
Hilarious.
That's
amazing.
messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
Mr. Capone.
Yeah, Capone.
What's happening?
We got you here.
What's good with it?
Man, I definitely wanted to like talk to you. I say you're doing your media runs.
Yeah,
you know
yes, for sure. Yup.
Tapping in with like the youth. I saw you do a stream with Neon.
Yup.
And so it's cool that you're like reemerging. You know what I'm saying? Especially when like Chicano hip hop is like so big now. It's a new generation, definitely, but it's like so big.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
How's like your outlook on everything that's going on right now?
Oh, well, what I'm doing is what obviously everyone else is doing. Getting on the media runs, being more out there visually. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really. I've been last 3-4 years just doing shows.
Yeah.
Getting the bag, doing all my old hits. So I'm really not thinking about dropping new music and like that. So I'm like, you know what? I got to drop new music. I got to get back on the scene. At least get a good run in, and then start running it again.
Yeah, but you stayed active because I always run into you at the hookah bar or at the club, some type of thing. I'm like, Mr. Capone, what's up?
Yeah, we're outside every time, with at the clubs, whatever. Blah, blah, So we just doing our things,
What drives you to still go outside and like be active and like have fun and run into, people?
Shit, I don't know. Just that's all I know, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We know. The baddies. I'm not mad at it at all. Me and Vic did see you at the spot. I was like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Me and Vic talked about it. Was like, bro, we should have him on Brown Bag. That'll be dope as fuck.
Was it the hookah spot?
Yeah, it was like after hour, right?
It was like
3 in the
after
morning.
It was like after hours. There's some
Yeah.
ladies working.
That sounds like that sounds like one of those crazy stories. Like, hey, bro, I was out at the hookah bar and it was 3 a.m. and it turned to my left and it's fucking Mr. Capone, bro.
That's happened
That's
to me so many
happened.
times. It's happened to me so many times.
But it's crazy because it didn't. We turned to our right, actually.
Okay,
Yeah. But we walked in, and it's me, Vic, and then, Vic's all in love, like, macking it down. It's getting crazy. And then Mr. Capone walks in with a big entourage. At first, he doesn't acknowledge us. He's too cool.
He didn't know it was you.
And then he's walking around saying hi to everybody. And then he turns around and looks at us, and we all lock eyes. He's like, he's like, what's up, bro? And then we just all connected, and it was dope. Bottles was popping. It was cool. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We're back with Mr. Capone. You guys are having a great time. You know what I'm saying? We're just having cowboy talk. Mr. Capone, who do you go for?
I got no team, man.
You got no team?
I'm a player, big dog.
Well,
I don't even know what team I got right now.
What team is that?
That's a Seattle.
Seattle, I guess. Yeah.
See, that's a hockey team. That's a hockey team.
I'm just a
Seattle
player, homie.
Krakens.
The Seattle Krakens?
Yeah,
The
see?
Seattle Kraken?
Seattle
I know that.
Krakens.
It's
Krakens. Seattle Krakens.
Krakens are like squid.
Like a mythical
Like a
figure, no?
big- Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Release the
I just
Kraken.
like the S on it,
Kill him. Bang on us. We'll
Yeah, we're civilians. This is just a resident, bro.
I'm just a chill guy.
Yeah. I guess, how do you pick where you're gonna go? Because that's cool that you hit up Neon, not for nothing, but
Yeah.
I know you guys met up like at a hookah spot and then this came together. but it's really cool that not just that you're doing interviews, but that you know who to go to.
Yeah. No. I keep my ears to the street, to the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing what's going on, and just whatever it is. And I know a lot of people. So at the end of the day, just connecting the dots and getting it cracking.
Do you think that? I'm sorry, bro.
No, go ahead.
Do you think that helps too? I guess being a people's person, because there's so many legends that we have, but maybe they didn't necessarily grow relationships or build that, and that doesn't help, I guess, keep their star going.
Yeah, good. That's a good analogy, because I think that's what you got to do with the new times and the new generation. Like, I'm from a time where we just keep our mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? So times have changed now. Everybody want to know everything. Everybody want to know. So it's you got to just mix it up together and make it happen, Yeah,
we're doing a house tour of your house after this.
Okay.
It's what I was gonna say is that the cool thing about Mr. Capone is that like he's not just like hitting me up necessarily now because I'm on Power 106 or we do the Brown Bag Pod and it's popular. It's like we met up in like 2019 in Texas. It's the first time we ever met.
At South by South?
Yeah, South by Southwest. And he just hit me up like, "What's up, dude? I like what you're doing." And
we just met at some random place.
Like it was like a smoke shop or something. And he's like, "Come through,"
what
and I'm
are you
like,
two doing meeting up at the same place?
So he had like a
you
pop
don't even
up.
smoke like that.
I had a show, an event.
Yeah, like I was out there, I was doing a show, and then that day he was like, "Yo, let's link up." I couldn't, and then the next day he was like, "I'm gonna be at the smoke shop, like pull up." And I'm telling all the homies, Mr. Capone just told me to pull up to the smoke shop, like let's go. We all got in the car.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, you guys from the West Coast." So I was like, we're out here in Texas. Let's
go. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff I always remember. You know what I'm saying? It's like who fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
In those cities, like, because I've always tripped out on how where like a lot of Latino, even like some of the homies now, right? Like, but like Boise, Idaho, it always trips me out how there's such a fan base. And even when I see like old interviews and you guys will talk about like Boise, Idaho, I'll be like, why the fuck would anybody just go to Boise, Idaho?
Potatoes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I remember going there when I first started, so it's like, what the fuck? But now I know that city so good. Yeah, it's like crazy, and it just there's people everywhere, really. Chicago, New York, there's people like fan base everywhere. Just you got to be there,
Yeah.
What's the most surprising city that you've been to that's like full of fans, full of Chicano rap fans?
I mean, I would think Chicago. To me,
really?
Yeah. When I used to go to Chicago, like people were like, or out of the country, like in the UK, like London and all those, Birmingham, all those places.
Birmingham?
Yeah, but there's a lot of reasons because I did some music with some boxer out there, and they had it all over the TV. So there's a lot of different reasons too,
That's tight.
Have you tapped in with the culture in Asia, the one with the big lowrider scene?
Yeah, I mean, when I first came out, I did a big tour in Japan. I've been to Nagoya, Yokohama, Kyoto, like just every city out there. And then also I did Korea. I did South Korea a couple times. I did China. Nobody does China. I even did China, Shanghai, Beijing.
How was that? It was fucking...
China's a little different. China's more hood with it, So
really,
there's like Japan's more like fun, lowrider. China just like they're ready to just like they think you pop in, everyone's trying to prove themselves, but they're cool,
Yeah.
So it's a little different everywhere we go. Korea more just throw on everything,
Yeah.
Where
and Big Boy told me about this. They had went. It's one of those countries, and they were performing, and they don't clap. They're just quiet during the performance. And then he was like tripping out, like, did we suck or did we?
Yeah, they have there's a weird vibe. Yeah, you don't understand. Yeah, like the first time we went to a show, I don't want to say too much, but like this, the crowd, they're like grabbing your pants, grabbing your, and we're like, these are guys grabbing you. We're like, what the boom? Fools got socked up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they were showing,
Mr. Capone.
But they were showing love. Yeah. But we're thinking it's like they're,
something else,
like what? Who are these fools? Boom, kick him in the face, but and they're still smiling after.
We got kicked in the face by Mr. Capone.
So it was something new for us to see.
That's fucking wild. I'm trying to think about that now, like being on like crossover, somebody just grabs your yonga, just that is crazy.
They don't. I feel like people have hands everywhere.
I remember I had to take a piss too. Now I remember like I had to go take a piss. So like, dang, I gotta take a piss. Went to the bathroom. I see everyone just run into the bathroom.
Oh no!
And I'm like, I go in the stall because I don't want to be right there in front of everyone. I can see people like trying to come. Like, what the fuck? What's going on here? But it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wait, do you crowd surf?
No.
No.
I've thought about it. But at comedy, it's not like you feel they're on stage. It's like a big fuck you, Six.
That'd be a crime. Mass
Probably made a
murder.
fat joke.
You don't crowd surf. He's the wave.
Yeah, I'm the way. But like I was in comedy shows the stage isn't that high up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it was
You
and
could?
the crowd was like lit, I might just throw myself to a couple señoras.
Poor things.
Just have you done it?
Nah, I've never done.
You've
that.
never
Yeah.
crowd
Nah,
surfed.
sheesh, hell
He
no.
wears too much jewelry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even that. Just like people touching too much. You know. What
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm
I'm cool
with
with that. Yeah.
One time I was at a festival, was it Paid Dues? I think it was Paid Dues. And I was caught in a crowd, like, where you can't move. Like, you're just, like, stuck around everybody around you.
Yeah.
And so I had a anxiety attack. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. So I had everybody around me lift me up. And then I crowd surfed to the front just because, like, I had to get out of
yeah,
there.
just to
You know
get
what I'm
out
saying?
of that shit,
But
yeah.
somebody was trying to steal my Jordans.
Damn.
As I was trying to
that's what I'm saying.
escape.
You don't. People in your pocket. You're
Yeah,
like,
bro. It was
you're,
all
you're
bad.
not
I
in
was like-
control no more. Once you
No, literally, yeah. I wouldn't do it again.
That's all bad, fool.
Yeah.
And
Or
if
if we
you
had
ain't planning
Yeah.
it and you just jump in and they all move
Yeah.
out the way.
That's what I'm saying.
Or if we had
Yeah.
like a big girl section,
Just a bunch of tanques just holding me.
that would be viral.
Just a bunch of tags, just a tag moving a tank. Well, Letty, you don't like that?
Yeah, just
You should crowd
shout out
surf.
women. No, I'm
No,
too scared
no.
to crowd surf.
No, she'll
Especially
get
with girls.
assaulted.
Yeah.
She'll get assaulted. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'll be
bro.
pregnant by the time I come back. Mr. Capone, talk to us about your chain, bro. I love the vaca in it, the cow,
that's
the
a
bull.
Taurus. So it's a Taurus. I'm a
No
Taurus. So
Oh, okay.
I got it on my birthday. So it was.
That's
it was a
fire.
gift. Taurus. That's my sign. You know.
That's amazing.
Are you big on that?
Nah, but I just got it as my birthday. But I'm like, I see the resemblance of the
Yeah.
Taurus. Like
Are you
I feel like,
stubborn?
I feel like I'm a Taurus. Really. I
When
like to
you're
poke.
mad, do you like,
I like
just
to
stay,
poke.
do you
I like
just stay quiet?
Yeah, I stay quiet, but when I need to get to that level,
Yeah,
then
you will.
the steam comes out. You know. Yeah.
How proud are you? Because obviously there's differences of things that go on online, right? But like, you definitely are a big part of like, the whole Latino movement when it came up, and everything that went on in the early, late 90s, 2000s,
Yeah.
all that vibe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, seeing now like all these young Latino artists popping. How like are you like, damn, that's it?
Yeah, I feel like it's coming back. I feel like it's coming back to where, because when we were like doing our thing, it was real big. We were on the radio, we're on Power 106, we're on Kiss FM, so it was really going. But then I don't know what happened. There was a disconnect. Everybody started doing shows. It's kind of like the vibe. Then the internet came in. So when the
Yeah.
internet came in, things start changing, and then eventually new artists just popped up. New artists started getting popping on the internet from King G, and then it took it to a new step, like the new generation right
Yeah.
now, where
Yeah.
Lefty and Peso,
Peso,
yeah. So now it's like everything's internet, everything's viral. Comes with the good and comes with the bad. Now it's a lot of gossip too, pages saying dumb shit sometimes about different
The
people.
drama pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just makes you more like, it gets you out there. So that's a new get you out there kind of thing.
Did you ever think about changing your style, like maybe like letting your hair grow out just because with like the new wave that's going on?
Nah, I just keep it G. I'm
Like get an Edgar?
Nah.
An Edgar.
The people,
Yeah, I'm saying, think about it.
people made it on the internet, but nah for me.
Yeah,
That's
nah.
not for me.
I've thought about it. I'm
They
like,
Edgared you on the internet?
No
Oh,
way.
Oh, we didn't
serious.
see
I never seen that. I
Please
never seen
offer it.
that.
Like for a
Jose.
media kid.
Oh my
Pony with an
god.
Edgar cut
That
is
shit
crazy.
that shit look
Hell
crazy.
no.
How many shades do you have? I've been wondering that since I was a kid.
Your
Oh,
glasses.
shades? No,
Yeah, how many glasses and shades?
I've been sticking to these ones. I got a couple of these same ones,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I just stick to these ones right now.
Those are like the comfortable ones you're like, you go to.
I'm a stick to whatever I do. So whenever I get comfortable with something, I stick it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll fuck it.
So until these are not made no more, then I'm gonna find something else. That's how.
You mentioned that like things slowed down at a point. Do you remember like a specific moment? Maybe you had a show and it's like, damn, it's not selling like it was, or you release music and it's like, damn, this song is incredible. It's better than the last song I did, but it's not performing as well. Do you remember any of that?
So what I noticed, like with the internet, because obviously we were doing it big back in the days, the internet popped up. Even if, like, just say from Baby Bash, there's Magic, there's all these guys, when they drop stuff on YouTube now, it's not like how it was back then.
Yeah.
So it's obviously an algorithm thing. So I noticed in the last 5 years, 6 years, whatever, like it wasn't the hype like it was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely something different, the internet, and
Yeah.
it's all about algorithms, how algorithms work. Because even for some of the new artists, they probably got a song that just goes crazy, 10 million. They're like, how did this song go crazy?
Yeah.
And then they drop a better song, and then that shit doesn't even do numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it works, but if you get in the right space, right time, the algorithms, it goes. That's what I think it's nowadays about, hitting the right algorithms.
I think being someone like that, I'm the older one of the three of us, kind of being someone that lived through that, like that era of Chicano rap, the Pocos Pero Loco, shout out to Kool-Aid and everybody at Power 106 that definitely pushed that and made sure like you artists got that spotlight on Power 106 that's predominantly not Chicano rap music.
Yeah.
To see that get a spotlight in a specialty show like that, and then to see like how it transferred over to Art LeBeau, and then Art LeBeau starting to play the Chicano rap within his oldies and stuff, and just how like that mixed. I never saw a moment where it's like, this scene is dead, and it is a trip, like, I guess on my end. As long as you guys put out music, I know we were like listening to it or making CDs. Sorry for Napster
CDs,
and all that stuff. Making CDs
Sorry about
and
Napster.
sorry about BearShare and all that shit, LimeWire. But I don't know. I guess the the demand was always there for it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure that must have felt like the people want it and we're creating it. What the fuck is in the way? Like, what is stopping us?
Yeah.
Do you think it might have been? And I'm not too keen on like what happens inside it. You know how we say there's drama pages now that even create stuff that don't exist or like shine light on some like behind the scenes type of deal. Do you think it might have been, I guess, like people maybe not collaborating with each other or not supporting each other within the scene? Or do you think it's an outsider thing of why, I guess it kind of plateaued for a second?
Yeah. So I feel like at the one time, it was crazy. Like we would sell. I sold like 1 million records of each album, just like hard copies into the store, swap meets, whatever. Like the numbers, we were hitting Billboard charts. I was top 20.
Yeah.
But like you look at the list, everyone's on this is what I think. Everybody was on a major record label.
Yeah.
And we were hitting the Billboard charts without being on the record label. That's why the radio started playing our stuff, and then even the radio songs were hitting Billboard charts. So people were confused, like, why these guys? Who are these guys? Like the major labels were like, we don't understand this shit. What is this shit? But we're selling 1 million without them knowing, because you got to know in those days there was a lot of pulgas, there was a lot of swap meets, and from here to New York to Chicago, everywhere, like there's like every hood, every city had a swap meet. And we could sell like 100 CDs in a day at one swap meet, but nobody would know. Where other hip hop would be only in the big stores, or like warehouse
like
music or whatever.
Like
that,
so we were selling. There was an underground network that would sell 1 million records without even nobody knowing about. So we were kicking up that much dust. So when they played it on the radio, they're like, damn, we're getting top 5 calls, top 3 calls. What the hell? So that's how, like, I remember I got played, and eventually there was Lil Rob, then there was Lean Like a Cholo. Like everything was getting played just because of like, hey, this is something we don't understand. But what I think the problem was, there was no major record label behind
it. No machine behind
I'm
it.
doing it independently. Like I'm independent. Like I'm literally Capitol Records right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally Universal by myself. So I'm selling 1 million records independently, and no one understands what's going on. People are telling me, what record label you from? Like, when I talk to major, they're confused. They don't understand what's going on. They're thinking maybe this guy has $1 million behind it, but we had no money behind it. We're just selling automatically.
Because it wasn't any sort of marketing plan besides like give it to the people, right?
That's it. Like the word of the streets, the word of the street. It was word of the streets, the buzz, and that's all it was, you know.
Because I'm born in 2000, so when I think about whenever I talk to like older artists, and I'm like, wait, you had a CD in your bag, and you were just like, hey, bro, you trying to buy my CD? That sounds crazy.
No. So look at that. That's all people speculate. It was never like that. So I'll literally be in my Bentley, box it all up with 3,000 CDs, meet a guy in IE, then meet a guy in OC, meet a guy in LA, and get rid of all 5,000 CDs. And then a guy would pull up in a truck. He had all the discotecas unlocked. He would get 2,000 off me, give me whatever, like 10 bands. Another guy would give me 10. So at the end of the day, I'm at 50 bands. I'm back home. Fuck, I gotta put some more CDs. Hey, we need to buy a truck, put more. So we would meet people.
And so you would buy like They would buy wholesale.
Yeah, so
Oh.
there was like
In
a
their
system.
stores.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
out
so-
like, hey, please. give me
Yeah,
this
yeah,
music.
people think like that, but at the end of the day, people were still doing that.
Yeah,
like
people
the
did,
new
yeah.
artists that were coming up because they seen how the demand was crazy. So they would pull up to like a swap meet where everyone would buy that shit and they'll come with their own bag and like, hey,
Yeah.
check out my shit, dog. So that's where the concept people think about coming out with CDs. It wasn't like that. It was really, our shit was systematically in every store from here to the East Coast, even to Europe. We had connections in Germany,
Wow.
France, with people flying from France. Like, we need a bulk, they'd meet whatever. You know, so it was getting there. Japan.
Yeah.
So there's people that were middlemaning all these
Yeah.
things, you know?
But you were the label, like you said. Do you think because you handled it yourself, if you were approached with the deal, you would be smart enough to be like, nah, this shit's gonna like, I'm doing it all and I'm getting
Yeah.
100% of it. You want me to give this over to you? You know, if
Yeah.
anything, you're the, like, this is an independent label. You see, you have all the blood, sweat, and tears. You got a lot of costs, but you also reap a lot versus a regular artist gets signed and
Yeah.
gets like pennies, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I know definitely, like, obviously we made a lot of more money than a lot of guys that are played on the radio
Yeah.
or people think they're that big. But, I mean, in those days, 2 major labels were contacting us, but there
Yeah.
was a professional way of doing it. They would like try to find an email. Like, I would get played on Kiss FM, and then Julie Pilot, who was the main girl over there, she's like, "Hey, all these record labels are asking, who are you? You're, you know, they want to know if you're signed or whatever." I'm like, "You want to talk to them?" I'm like, "I don't know. I got an email. I just made an email. I wasn't even good at that shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an email. Just tell them email me." Then a week later, 2 weeks later, I'm looking at the email. All these record labels, hey, come to Capitol, come to this. But I would never really focus on the email shit. So I was not that guy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's the problem. You know.
That
of
they
more-
went too, I guess, like,
They
the
emailed them
protocol
and
was
he was
too,
like-
like,
Yeah,
Nah,
we're,
it might be a
like,
spam.
yeah.
I'm cool.
yeah. I'm
Well, 'cause-
disconnected to
Yeah.
the.
They probably didn't have somebody that you related to that could reach out to you and chop it.
Yeah,
You
they
know
would be
what
like, get a message. Hi,
Yeah, that's what they
we
needed.
would
They
like to
would've
talk,
needed-
discussion. You got any
Yeah.
time at this time? I'm like, bro, I got to fly to Chicago, sell 5,000 CDs right now. Like, who's this guy? I need to pick up 40 bands. Like, who's this guy
Yeah.
emailing me some nice things, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I hope this
Hey,
message
legit.
receives you well.
And not
Yeah.
for nothing, but those are days where you didn't have your email on your phone, so he would have to log onto a computer
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see
Remember
that
his
shit. You're
password.
not home.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
that,
true. There you
get
go.
an
Yeah,
email
yeah.
Now you can check it on your phone.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
have that
getting a
computer,
text.
yeah. You're right.
No, trust me, I'm not complaining at all.
No.
no, you're right. You got a point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought about that. Yeah, you had to be at a computer,
Yeah.
desktop to really look
So
at
you
your
check
emails.
that email.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm never at a desktop. You know
What
what I'm
if
saying?
Daisy was
yeah.
like, "What's up?"
So if I
this
was
is
a real-
home.
No,
Come to Rockefeller.
Now, what if you
Yeah.
going crazy on
Big
Kid
fan.
FM and Jay-Z's just like, damn, Mr. Capone, what they do, my dog?
Rockefeller West.
And you were like, I'm not at a desk, I'm in Chicago. 40 bands. Yeah.
That's how it was, man. Wrong real.
Is there a feature that you missed out on that you're like, fuck, I blew it?
I've done a lot of shows with a lot of big people that let's work, but it was just like we were on our move and they're on their moves, and then it was like, hey, I'm gonna reach this guy. It wasn't Instagram. You could DM, hey, what up, bro? You know?
Yeah.
It was just, oh yeah, let me see, but. I did it with Snoop, I did it with Migos, I did it with The Game,
Yeah.
I did it with Fat Joe's, I did it with Twisters, so
Yeah.
I did a lot of people that I wanted to do it with at that time. So.
Yeah. Not only did you work with those artists, but then I have a CD at my house. You and Little Flip.
Yeah,
Like a
oh,
collab
yeah,
album.
yeah.
Like, how did that come about? Because that's like a random pairing.
Yeah, so Little Flip, he fell off his. Well, I mean, he was doing big things with that Sunshine song.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he kind of got out of his record label deal, and he always liked the independent. He's a smart guy. He's seen what we were doing independently, and he's like, hey, we need to work. And then I was out there in Texas. Let's do something. And then as a label, I progressed as I was bringing a lot of homies in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Guys are reaching out to me like Little Flip, Bone Thugs. They're like, Capone, let's work. Because I was already kicking up so much dust.
Yeah.
Because they would see me at concerts and we'd have the crowd going crazy. So I was like, you know what? Well, I should start signing these guys, you know?
Yeah.
So I told Lil Flip, let's do it. And then we did part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
I did something with Sugar Free. I did something with Bone Thugs, MC8. I mean, I don't list a bunch of artists back
That's
then, you know?
tight.
Wow.
And
Hey, are we saying your name wrong?
No, Mr. Capone.
But you just said that
Capone
Lil
Diaz.
Flip called you Capone.
Capone.
Well,
What's
for
the
short, right?
correct way?
Nah, Capone-E's my rap name. Capone's from my neighborhood, like as a youngster. So
Wow.
Oh yeah. Because I've always heard people go like, "Oh yeah, Capone," and then
Mr.
I say
Capone.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I say Mr. Capone, but then I hear people say Capone too.
Yeah,
I
so
know
I mean-
you were one there
I
too.
was like, oh fuck.
Nah. Some people call me Capone. Some people call me Mr. Capone. Some people call me Capone. Some people call me Caps. I don't know. It don't matter.
As long as they be calling me.
Yeah.
That part.
I know. I know.
Which should we go with?
I like Mr. Capone.
I like
Mr.
Capone
Capone.
because then it feels like we have a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Capone. 'Cause if I say
Oh,
Mr.
that's real shit. That's
You know what
real
I'm saying?
shit.
Like think about it. Like, hey, Letty, what are you doing?
I'm here with Capone. having a
You know what I'm
hookah.
saying?
Yeah, when you say Capone, I feel like you're right.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah, you know,
like I know you before. You know,
Yeah.
like it reminds me of more younger days.
So before, I guess the when we talk about like Latinos and hip hop and just the Chicano movement and all of that, which you are a part of, your contributions cannot be questioned. We have people like Cypress Hill that came into rap when it was hip hop. There was no like, I guess, ulterior genre or subgenre.
Yeah.
Then you guys come out and it turns into a subgenre. Then it seems like it never got out of that, and sometimes even rappers that happen to be Latino or Hispanic felt, fuck, I don't want to be titled a Chicano rapper, right? I want to they just want to I guess get out of that.
Yeah, I'm bigger than
frame.
that or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess even now, people are Hispanic that rap. It kind of left that subgenre to be at a moment in time almost. It's like nostalgic almost.
Yeah.
I guess when you guys came out, what made you want to start rapping? And did you know, fuck, this is going to turn into this big of a thing?
I think we're just like every other artist. Like, we wanted to just go big. We weren't thinking, hey, I'm doing Chicano rap, you know?
Yeah.
We were just doing rap. But at the end of the day, we got put into that
Yeah.
genre, and we're not going to disrespect the genre because it is what it is. But everyone wanted to do that. Some people who complain are the ones probably not doing good, and there's
They're blaming it on the
yeah,
genre.
yeah,
They're blaming it on the
they're just
stereotype of the
just
hood.
using. I'm bigger. Look at, I'm cooler. I'm bigger than that. Like, at the end of the day, even whoever's popping now or whatever, they're getting thrown into that genre, and that's what we did. We got thrown into it. So at the end of the day, why hate on it? Then just keep rolling with it and embrace it.
Yeah.
That's the people who are fucking with our music. We're gonna keep riding with it, But we didn't have that. Like me, I didn't have the expectations to be like, yo, I'm gonna do Chicano rap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do rap. Like, I'm already thinking like I'm gonna do shit with, at that time, Snoop. I'm gonna do shit with these guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wanna
do
get in
Dog
the
Pound
game.
Gangsta.
Yeah.
That's how I was thinking. But as I went by, who resonated to the thing, everyone in the barrios, everybody who grew up to that Chicano style, they're like, yeah, Capone, fuck yeah. I was like, okay, well, this is where we're at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where we at now.
Yeah, so not a respect to the Stilo had his own Stilo, but then at the end of the day, there's shows like that made it just for that. Like, there was that Pocos Pero Locos, so they're like Latin hip hop, Chicano rap. So it kept bringing it more into that circle. And at one time, we were in the stores just selling with everybody. But when Pocos came out, some people say it's a good thing, some people say it's a bad thing. But then they made a whole new section for us, and they call it Latin hip hop. And we were obviously now I'm not next to the other artists. Now I'm next to just the Latin hip hop.
Yep.
So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
But to
I'm
me it didn't
wondering,
matter.
Now that you're telling a story too, if it was a label thing, like, don't put them by us, they're not signing to us.
Yeah.
Like, everything can kind of feel a little bit like intentional sometimes when you're making bread and you're not part of the machine. The machine gets fucking mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That too, and then I feel like with Pocos and with Warehouse, they're trying to create. Look, we're gonna create this wave, maybe, and so they're thinking what they wanted to do to create the wave. And everyone's trying to search to how we can create something new. But you know how it goes. You gotta like reggaeton. I remember when reggaeton wasn't big, we'd go out there in Miami and these guys would be like, hey, we're gonna buy 50 stations right now and they're gonna start playing reggaeton. This is before Latino 96.3 was around. And they eventually did that. So there's a lot to do to blow up the genre, but you can't just put it like that. Someone has to buy 50 stations, 100 stations in the United States. There's got to be a new station that just plays Chicano music in every city.
That's the
then
format of
then
the
things are
station.
going to change, you know what I'm saying? But right now we're at a situation where it's either we're here or there,
Yeah.
Did you ever think about doing that maybe? Like purchasing like some radio stations?
thought
or
reggaeton.
I mean,
no, not reggaeton. Or reggaeton. I don't know.
no, I mean, that sounds like a smart thing to do, but I don't know. That's probably millions and billions of dollars.
I'm about to say, I wonder how much that
To buy?
cause, yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's probably workable, but I mean, I just don't like work that much work. So I was like, I'm gonna have to do
You're
too
like,
much
fuck
work.
that.
Yeah.
You do make love music though. One of my I was talking to my family yesterday, and I was like, oh yeah, we're doing Mr. Capone on the pod, and then my sister used to be like, bro, there's this song we used to listen to all the time, the Did You Wrong song.
Oh yeah.
Fool, you were heartbroken, fool. Who broke his heart, dog? Who broke his heart, bro?
Look. I'm telling the story of like everybody once got their heart broken, right? Not no more. I ain't getting no heart broken no more. Right? But what, I remember I was
you outside, they're not letting you break it.
Yeah. So
you breaking their heart now.
yeah, maybe. But
my
I'm
God.
I'm flying in the airplane. That beat was on, and that's the first thing that came to my mind because I remember being locked up and thinking about a girl like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, stress.
So you start writing. You get into that mood. So when I did that song, to me it was like, look, it just put myself back in that position. And I wrote it, and then it resonated with a lot of people.
Bro, that song is crazy. Have you heard it? Did You Wrong? It's viral.
So. Yeah.
Because who's the guy singing the hook?
Oh, it's the Talkbox guy.
It's a Talkbox guy,
yeah.
and he's singing the hook, and it's like super. It's like love.
Yeah, sentimiento.
When did you know that you had that like niche for these like love records, like
For
Don't
the
Get It
ladies.
Twisted, You Should Be a Model?
I think the first was when I did it with Brandon Wood.
Mm.
So I did because at the end of the day,
R.P.
yeah.
Brand Will.
yeah, rest in peace. And obviously in the neighborhood we used to listen to a lot of old school,
Yeah.
a lot of this, a lot of oldies too.
Yeah.
And then an opportunity came to work with Brandon Wood. He pulled up to the studio, and I was like, damn, that song Take a Chance on Me. They played in Art LeBeau, and it was all real big. So I was like, damn, we did a remix to that. He sang it in the studio. We remixed the beat.
legendary.
So once I did that song, maybe I could tell you like how I felt with the vibes of the people really resonated to it. I just kept going that vibe,
Yeah, because that You Should Be a Model is.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a banger.
Yeah, I want to shoot a video. Even though that's an older song. I wanna
so
shoot
you
a
never
video.
shot a
You never shot a video of
Nah,
that?
I think
nah.
more
Why
people
not?
do that. There's
I mean,
songs
I
that
want to
are-
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to do a lot of old songs
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
do videos to them now too.
I didn't even know that didn't have a video.
Wow,
Yeah,
you didn't
have
shoot
to.
a video to that?
Nah,
Do it with
I didn't
the-
shoot a lot of videos to a lot of them
Yeah.
songs back in the
Wow.
days. Because back in the days, the video wasn't like, it wasn't,
Would you- yeah.
you had to spend 40, 50K for
Yeah.
a video. I was like, I don't need a video.
The
Yeah.
CDs are selling
No, really.
anyway. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
it's like, where would he with social now? It makes more sense, and
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
now it makes more
Back
sense to
then,
have
you
the
needed it
visual
distributed.
attached to it.
I
Yeah.
just did the Me and You with Brandon Wood. That's an old song, and I just did that and dropped it 2 weeks ago, and it's still got 150,000 views in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So
Hell
it's
yeah.
so it's still people like it's still clicking on,
Yeah.
Nah, but You Should Be a Model. I mean, and
Yeah,
if
you
I no
need that,
disrespect to
yeah.
Brenton Wood, but that You Should Be a Model song is a classic.
Yeah,
so
yeah. People
you
still
redo
like
the whole
it today,
video.
yeah.
You feel me? Do the Beyonce
catwalk shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about doing the video back then when like Kim Kardashian was barely blowing up,
Mhm.
so somebody knew her, and I was like, hey, put her on the panel, and we're gonna bunch of girls, and You Should Be a Model. But hey, she
Damn, you would have Kim K. You Should Be a
Yeah.
Model would have been crazy.
Well, there's a lot of Kim K's now. You can find one.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
wow, man.
What?
gotta find the new.
You gotta find the new
Yeah.
Kim K. Let's see who can
Capone.
use
Cause that's how I had the plan for the video. Like, there's gonna be, how they give the numbers,
Yeah.
10, 9,
Yeah.
and doing the catwalk, and I'm just doing the rap,
Wow.
But that was a plan back then, but never happened.
Okay, I know you're like an OG and like, oh, I don't fall in love and I don't get my heart broken. Okay, but you have to have that to like make new love music. I'm sure that you
I mean,
love. You're a Taurus. Don't lie.
I'm good at making love music, so
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like that's not hard for me to do.
Mhm.
So I know how to rap it,
Yeah.
than more than do it. You know what I'm saying?
Letty wants to know if there's somebody special in your life.
I mean, yeah, that's just for me to know,
Oh gosh.
Rapper fool.
Rappers never change. Don't say rappers, girls. They never change. Look at Capone. He's still like, I don't know. I don't get my heart broken.
He not claiming your
Hey,
ass.
she knows
No, I'm
who she
claiming,
is.
but I'm just.
He
I'm
said,
not-
I'm
You
just,
special girl. You know
yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Capone, you did a movie. You did a couple movies, right?
no, I just did one actually.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched it. I remember watching it. It's
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I
all
watched
that.
it maybe like a year ago. Tell me about making a movie. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it was just an independent person that wanted to do a movie, and he's like, hey, I want to get one of the Chicano artists who are big
Yeah.
to get in this movie, and he obviously chose me. He came through with the business, And I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So he just did an independent movie, and then it's pretty much out there now. Pretty good. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It wasn't like a big director,
No.
this and that, but it got a lot. Like it was on a YouTube channel where it had like 30 million views, but it got taken down. I don't know what happened, but it's still up there, like somewhere like a couple mil too.
It's on Amazon Prime. I watched it, and it's a good story.
Yeah.
Like it's like turns, and at the end there's like a crazy like.
We kind of made the idea up.
It was good. It was.
It was not hard doing a movie. Actually, I was like, "That is easy to do."
You should do more.
I know. I was thinking about it.
Man, that shit is hard. You lying?
That shit was easy.
Bro, what? How long was the movie?
Hour and a half. What an hour? Just like a regular movie.
Was it a romantic comedy or what?
Nah. It was.
It was
It was like a gangster drug
We're
dealing.
trying to have him break about his love life. He not falling for it.
Nah, it was a gangster drug dealing.
I could do that anytime. But not
It was easy because he just played himself.
I was about to say, he was chilling right there. Were you Capone or Capone in that one?
No, I was local in that.
You were
Local. That was my name in that. Yeah.
Damn.
I was fitted with my neck tattoo, so I was like, all right.
Okay, yeah.
He did that fool dirty though.
I got done dirty at the end. I got lit up.
Because it was a double
There's
cross.
supposed to be a part 2, and I got shot, but I had a bulletproof vest, so I didn't really die.
I'm telling you, this movie's sick. You guys gotta watch this shit.
How'd you run into it?
What is it called?
What is it?
Narco Valley.
Narco Valley.
The name is fucking crazy.
To be honest, I don't know how I found it. I was on Amazon Prime, and then I was like, is that Mr. Capone? I'm gonna watch this shit. It was good. It was good.
Man, but what's next for you? Like, what you got going on? Like,
So I'm dropping new music. So I got my new song. I'm gonna try to run it through radio too. It's called Break It Down. I drop in the video Thursday,
Okay.
and that's
song?
coming out. No, it's
Love song, I know.
No, it's just the stuff, the after hours kind of songs now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. So
Red.
it's on that vibe. And I'm doing that. I got a record with OT Genesis. I even got a record with Chris Brown, but I just got to get it cleared through the label, figure how that goes. But French Montana, I got something with him. I got Mozzie record coming.
Fire.
So I got a lot of records coming. Then I got a lot of obviously my own records, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Are
who
you
knows
gonna
what
drop
else?
those like in albums or like all single vibes?
So I'm gonna do something like a little EP first.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's singles. Right nowadays, you just drop singles.
Yeah, I'm about to say nowadays, unless you're like a really big artist or it's like a lot of notable names, no matter how big you are, an album doesn't really make sense. I've noticed from like just being around rappers, I'd be like, bro, you just gotta drop a single. These album shit is getting out of hand for sure.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, because I'm used to the old school. You put an intro, you put an interlude, and then I'm kicking it at some random place, and they're playing my shit on Spotify, and then my interlude's playing, and I'm like, oh hell no. So it's like dead time, you know. So I was like, man, nowadays people don't just listen to the album like that, you know. They just put on spot and skip, next song. So when you put these skits and all these intros, and it's like, wait, man, some dead time right now going on.
Yeah, because people would have to be listening to it as a whole versus like random or
you singles
letting
just
the algorithm hit you.
When you do an album, you know, you're trying to think like I'm thinking like the old Chronic
Motion
album. You know, you got an intro, you got a skit, like Laquan, let's come in here. You know, like you're doing a whole square, and then the intro's coming. You know, outro. You know, you're doing all this talking, and it's like a movie. So that shit's not really happening now. You know.
No, absolutely. What was it like working with Nate Dogg on that Mommy Mira?
Oh yeah, Nate Dogg was, you know, that was one of my first singles that I had with. So I did that song I Like It. That was the first one, and it was good. I went to his house and someone was Woodland. In those days I don't know where this place was, but now I look at it, oh, that's where fool lived over here. Yeah, we're out there in Woodland Hills, his house. We did the song, and then that shit started blowing up too, and then. From there, I was like, hey, let's run another one. Then I put one of my artists on a song with Nate Dogg that was a Mamma Mia. And then we did one or two more. And just, you know, he was a legend to us in those times. Yeah. I mean, he was like the guy. Like, I don't know who's the guy now, but he was the guy who's singing all the hooks, you know?
No, yeah, that song's still incredible. I was playing it like last week. I was like, damn, this song is still so good.
Yeah. Is it Chris Brown song or love song?
No, it's more of like Why You Mad. The song's called Why You Mad. It's like talking about, you know, at a club, why you mad that your girl's on our table? That kind of vibe.
This is the vibe for real.
Mr. Capone must get a lot of DMs. Why was my girl at your table?
You mad? And it's perfect. It's like a hater song. So
I'll be sick if I see my girl right there with you, Nam, and OT. I'll be sick. And man, you can keep that bitch. Keep that bitch.
That's the vibe.
Then you gotta play.
So
then I gotta play Did You Wrong.
So we're gonna put him in the video that you're the hater.
Perfect skit.
My bitches act right, Mr. Capone.
Shout out to the ladies. You
Shout
can
out
act
to
how
the
you
ladies.
want to.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Have you worked with any of the new artists? You worked with Peso?
I work with Peso. He pulled up to the studio. Chito pulled up when he first got out.
Oh,
we
fire.
was chopping
Okay, shout
up.
out
He
Chito.
wanted to do a track, and we were supposed to do one, but I bounced out and had some. Then I went on tour.
Yeah.
So basically, I've been on tours all the way till this year now. Basically,
Wow.
So I told even I'm not gonna get on no shows till after April. So I'm focused on dropping music, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now.
So it's like a whole rebranding here for you, kind of.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then you're doing it the right way. Is it like with the whole streaming shit? That's like really where it's like.
yeah.
I know. Neon could be a little controversial, but he is still fucking. I mean.
Who
he made
ain't
Jello's-
controversial?
I'm
That's
gonna say,
yeah.
but he also made Jello's whole career.
Yeah.
True.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, the song is good, the hook is good,
Yeah.
but he made Jello's whole
Yeah.
career.
No, you're right. No, you're
So
right.
I like the fact I seen the shit. Did he go to Lalo's wedding? The fake
Yeah,
wedding?
I was there. Yeah,
That's where you guys
yeah,
connected.
yeah. No, I knew him before too, but then Lalo's wedding, he really he's like, I need to do something with you. I was like, all right, pull a tail out, because he, you know what, he kind of said, hey, I seen you again. You like that GTA character. You kind of made like a joke, right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
He's so clueless.
yeah. And I was like, GTA character. I was like, hey, homie, we are the ones that made GTA the characters. Man, can I see what's up? I was like, pull up to LA and we'll show you what's up. And that's how the concept came. I'm gonna kick it with this GTA vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And he pulled up.
So you guys weren't filming a music video for something there?
No, we were shooting the video earlier, and then I told him, okay, pull up now, you know? And then
Oh,
he pulled
okay,
up, like,
okay,
when it was
yeah.
already like over and we're just chilling, you know?
Hey, fool, he's like content, huh? Like he's on content mode the minute he gets there.
Yeah,
What you guys name him, Chango?
Little Chongo. Chongo.
And then that shit, for seeing him, he like a Cholo was comedy. Bro, I swear to God, for when y'all was fucking with him, I was like, this fool Neon just like, he's done for whatever, for you. And if I don't
He
think
played it good, dog. He played it
Yeah,
good.
he was right there with
He
his
had the
Ben
socks
Davis.
up.
Yeah.
He had his he's like, I'm Chongo. Like, he even said it. Right, you know? So I was like, all right,
They
hell
put
He
yeah.
loved
Neon-
the name. He loved the
Well,
name.
he was getting us pumped up. Like, I was like, damn, I maybe have to shave his head now, you know?
Hey, bro, if y'all
That
would have
would've been
shaved his
viral.
head,
That would've been viral.
viral.
Yeah,
With like a razor, too. Y'all should have done it off feed, man. Put some oldies in the back.
Yeah, we're thinking about we might have to hold him down on this one, you know?
That's crazy.
I love that, man.
Mr. Capone, you know how you have high power entertainment?
Yeah.
Did you ever trip out on, I guess, Kendrick Lamar's use of high power? And
that's
it was
great you bring
definitely
that
like
up.
everywhere, you know?
Yeah, so when we were blowing up, he came with that. So that's a very good question, because everyone was those days hitting me up. Wait, what's this guy stealing your shit? Woo, woo. So he made high power, and it was weird because ours was high power, but his was high power with three eyes.
Yeah.
So like he obviously knew that we're high power too. But I'm not tripping. I'm like, oh, that's dope, whatever. But yeah, that was his first intro
Yeah,
to
a
Kendrick
lot of
Lamar.
people- yeah,
Because you
got
gotta
him
know
off the high power.
Kendrick was in the swamp meets. His stuff was out there before.
Yeah.
But then I guess he got signed to Dre, or I don't know what happened, and then that's when he started putting his name out there bigger.
Yeah.
Radio start playing it, and it's like high power, and I was like, everyone's like, hey, what's up, dog? What's up? It's
got
high
signed
power, you know?
Yeah.
For you guys like K-Dot.
We should have, huh? At the
We
beginning.
should've.
But you know, at the end of the day, you get signed to a label. Is how it goes, you know?
Yeah. Have you ever had a chance to meet him?
No, never met him.
Bruh, if you and Kendrick meet, the caption has to be high power.
Oh damn.
Bruh.
Like the
Good
photo,
idea.
just the photo.
Yeah.
Just,
Yes.
And honestly, knowing how much Kendrick is tapped in, like you said, you could tell that he knows who you are. He knows what you've done.
no,
like,
no,
you know what
definitely.
I'm saying? The cultures mix out here so
'Cause I used to be in the
so
Compton
much.
swap meet, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
shit was there. I was saying, I think he was bringing it himself.
Yeah.
So I'd be like popping up. I knew the workers there, and they're like, yeah, this is a new one that he bring high power, and I was like, okay, cool. So obviously, he was seeing what's going on before he blew up, you know?
Yeah. All right, I have a question for you, Mr. Capone. Capone, I got Cap over here. Because you grew up in West Covina. Is
Yeah.
it born and raised in West Covina?
No, West Covina, La Puente was raised
That
over
area.
there. Yeah.
Okay, your neighborhood called you Capone.
Yep.
Okay, I guess like even now we're seeing so many people like low-key, there's Mexicans in Crip hoods, there's Chinos in certain hoods.
Yeah.
To have grown up around it so much that low-key this is part of who you are, the neighborhood is part of who you are. I guess how did that come together? Were your parents like, what are you doing? What are you doing hanging out with all those Mexicans?
Nah, because everybody was Mexican around. If you go look at, like, I was one day just checking the demographics, right? So you look at, like, say, La Puente.
Yeah.
Because I live technically in La Puente, but my hood's West Covina. But
Yeah.
the mail comes West Covina, Valinda, La Puente.
I get you.
So you look at the demographics, it said like 94% like Hispanic. So technically,
Like a little Mexico.
like to me, when I seen like say a white person or anyone else, that was foreign to me growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I eventually moved out to the IE, and that's the first time I met like white people, black people, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this is all new to me.
That was the more of a culture shock.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, that was like my neighborhood. So that's what we had Asians too, but it was just Asians and Latinos in that Mexicans really in that area. You know what I'm saying?
Because to me, I feel like, I guess I see the pride that you take in. And again, we talked about earlier what the Chicano rap scene was, how you put that flag on your back. And I think that there's definitely like a combo that comes up. But similar to like, and I don't want to compare you to Lefty, but for example, Lefty's of Guatemalan descent, or and people are like, nah, he's not really Mexican. But to me, it's like the way he's carrying it and the places that he's going. Because of that, so many actual Mexican talent get to go into these places because of that. You know, similarly with you, Mr. Capone, the fact that you put that on your back. And it's some real shit. It's not, I guess it's not make-believe. It's not, let me put on. This is really you. The way you talk, the way you act, the way you sound, your neighborhood, all of that is actually you. This isn't something you can take off at the end of the day and be like, oh, yeah, that's not me. So I'm wondering, too, I guess, having to deal with that identity part of it, or were you just like, fuck it, I'm going to be who I am and I'm a rep. If you have a problem with it, that's on you.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably deeply into street culture, so I was getting in and out of jail, and this is all, we locked up, you're rolling with the homies.
Yeah.
So that's just something that was part of, my identity. So when I did the music, obviously it was just the same thing, So it rocked the same until you get bigger. And then you see people saying picking.
That's when they're nitpicking.
And then you're like, oh, I never even thought about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never even thought about it. You're like, what? This guy's saying this and that. Like, in the neighborhood, we're kicking it with homies. We never asked everybody, like, hey, what part of you're
what part
from?
of Mexico your parents
I learned later that some of my homies were not even all Mexicans. I thought maybe everyone was Mexican.
Yeah.
This guy was Cuban all along. This guy was Puerto Rican. This guy was Salvadorian. So, like, we learned a lot of things. The guy was white boy, like, and he's literally rolling with us, and we're calling him Güero.
Yeah.
And next, I'm looking at his last name. Your name Fredericks, so we just grew up in the neighborhood, and no one ever thought about that until you get famous, and then people want to pick apart and say, oh, look, this guy's this guy, this guy's that guy,
And then on the music side, was it ever like, I don't want to say like a secret, but it's like, okay, we're not gonna market that, my parents are actually from a different country, or was it just like, hey man, if anybody wants to find out, they could find out, or how was that?
I mean.
Or did that
I felt
really
like some people already knew, so to get in the rap game, I wasn't like, I didn't even talk about, hey, I'm Mexican. I talked about the streets, the hood.
Yeah.
So I just talked about my surroundings. So I wasn't on the tip of like, I'm doing this for like a race. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this more of my environment.
Of your environment, yeah.
So it came into that, and then eventually, as music goes along, people start asking these questions, I guess, and I just kept doing them. When people ask me in person, they knew, but I'm not gonna go on a rap song and say, "Hey guys, I'm this and that." Like, people confuse people too. Like, what's he talking about now? Because a lot of the fans, they don't even want. They're like, when I would tell people something like as a kid when I was in school, obviously I would tell people what I am, and like, hey, what part of Mexico is that, dog?
Pakistan, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
So
like. No one ever even knew what it was. So now maybe people are they know geography is getting more out there. But when we grew up, like nobody, like I would say where I'm from, and people were like, "Oh, what part of Mexico was that?" Or my real name, they're like, "Is that an Aztec name?" I'm like,
I get you, I mean, because I remember when I found out that you weren't Mexican, I was like, "Wait, what?" It hit me like the Luka Doncic trade. I'm like, wait, no, what do you mean? Like, how do you? And then it's like, after a while, you're just like, okay, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was just like, I just never thought about you being it or not. It's just like, that's Mr. Capone, Chicano rap legend. You know what I'm saying?
I think what's important, Capone, is that, I guess with that subgenre, you guys, like you said, we didn't name ourselves that. We were just hood and making music. They pitched us into this category.
Exactly.
And I'm not about to be like, no, it's actually, because then you look like, well, you don't want to be a part of it. Like you just said, some people are trying to not be a part of it or don't put that on my
one
name.
of my first songs I did was called Southside Thing, and it was like a thing of Dre and Snoop. So I think that's what kind of elevated me, and that's because obviously I'm a Southsider, so I go I'm roll with the homies. So I was like, they got G thing. We did a song called Southside Thing, just a remix, me and ODM. Yeah. So Lighter Shade of Brown, and then when I did that, I guess that's also put me into that box, whatever. But hey, that's what I am. I'm a homie, you know. So
and you brown too, shit.
Yes, yeah.
And then I think as well, like I'll give you the example of like Bone Thugs, right? Or let's say Exhibit, or even Corrupt. We say they're West Coast. Those was not from the West Coast, but like they rep it. They're not gonna be like, don't make me a West Coast artist. Like,
where's Exhibit from?
Exhibit's from Texas, I think.
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then,
wow,
and then
Albuquerque.
I just trip people out. My bad. But then you find out, but it's like that don't mean his contributions to the West Coast.
It's not erased.
And Corrupt Philly, right?
Yeah, Corrupt
Philly,
California. He always used to say the both of them together.
Yeah.
But it's like that's more of
Corrupt's not from LA either.
He is, but he's also
Philly.
from Philly too.
But he would say California a lot, like he put it
like he grew up in Philly and then he moved to
That does not take away their
Hawthorne.
contributions.
And
to,
all the
like,
Lakers ain't from LA.
Yeah, I guess I get and I would say too, you came at the forefront of it. It's different. Like if you were to see the Chicano rap scene blowing up, and you were this square in your room, all of a sudden you put on fucking gear like Malibu's Most Wanted, and then hey yo, what's up Chicano? Like it was that was genuinely a part of you and coming up and who.
And
you
that's
were.
what I think I actually blew up, because I was already famous on the streets. So not to say like, hey, I'm this famous guy, but like I was known in the hoods by a lot of people. So when my music came out, like everyone's like, hey, that's the homie Capone. Hey, fool, hey, you doing your thing. From girls too, like we partied and did also like, hey, I know you. I get DMs still to this day. I'm like, yeah, man, you made it. We used to kick it back in the garage, and so like I was already embedded in the community, known. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like street known. So if there was no rap game, street was a different star celebrities, you know, and I was a street celebrity. So when I became in the rap game, it probably just helped me get that buzz better, you know.
Because people already knew you, that credibility was there. Yeah, you weren't just some person out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you couldn't do that in those days, you know. Like if you're gonna do it
for real,
those days were different times, you know.
You had to actually go outside. You couldn't really just be on the internet and post.
Which there wasn't no internet, so you
That's
either
what I'm saying,
either be outside or
you're outside.
you come from out of nowhere.
You're outside deep, and you're outside ready for, you know, like all that drama that you see on the internet will go on the streets. You know?
Yeah.
That
was tight. It was great talking to you.
It was amazing talking to you.
The homie Capone, that's my guy right there.
Is that how we're saying it now?
No, he's Mr. Capone too.
I'm still saying Mr. Capone. I don't know, just feels more
whatever.
formal. Feels more formal.
Who fucked it up that said Mr. Capone, or you said Mr. Capone?
I'm the one that changed to Mr. Capone as a rapper.
Not Mr. Capone?
No, I'm just Mr. Capone-E.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I did that.
I like when Twister said Mr. Capone double E.
Yeah. So I thought maybe, you know, let me just put a little flavor on Capone.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I ended up doing, you know.
It worked out perfect, man. It literally worked out perfect. And then you did the whole artist thing. And then what's harder, being a rapper or being an executive?
Being a gang member.
Wow. Oh, God.
This fool just said he's from the fucking Southsider. That's not a Laker NBA team.
No, being like a label, probably it's a little more headaches, I guess. Being an artist is easy and fun, you know, because you're on a high horse. But when you be a label, it also humbles you to know when you're an artist, like, hey, like people get excited for dumb shit, like that shit can come and go quick. And some people, as being a label, you sign somebody and he thinks he's on cloud 9. After 2 years later, his buzz starts. Then he starts playing the blame game. Hey, how come I'm not blowing? How come I don't got a Rolls Royce? How come I ain't doing it big? Ooh, I'm like, bro, you're not selling, you know. But I'm not gonna tell you that. But that's what happens with artists, is they lose they're on a high horse, and when they come to reality and find out shit, it's like, so being that guy and dealing with fools like that turns into drama. So it drains your energy when you're trying to be an artist and have good times. You got to deal with the politics, but it makes you smarter in the mind, because now you know everything and you know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
And then you have to deal with these girls.
Yeah, you know.
That dude trying to get out of it. He's not baiting.
That's positive.
Yeah.
Mr. Capone, we appreciate you for coming out, Brown Bag Pod.
Appreciate you.
Tell them where they can follow you. Obviously, they can just look at Mr. Capone, but
just Google the name Mr. Capone. New video coming out. break it down, and just keep following what we got coming. Every Thursday I'm dropping music. So.
Every Thursday.
Oh, every Thursday.
Every Thursday. That's my goal for this year. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's the
fire.
start of the year. If
Yeah.
you can do it, it's just consistently.
I know I'm up to
gotta
like March right now, March,
Yeah.
April.
Okay.
So I
Okay,
keep,
okay, so you
I
good,
keep
okay,
adding,
okay.
you know.
All right. Hell yeah.
Well, you guys, make sure you guys go follow Mr. Capone.
Yes.
This has been another episode of Brown Bag Podcast, and we lit in this motherfucker, baby.
Yeah.
Bow.